Well folks, the day has finally come. I just got this box hot off the delivery truck from UPS, and inside it are my first ever PSA graded Pokemon cards, and there's some really good ones because inside here are a Shadowless base set holographic Mewtwo and Charizard. And in this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys how I came across these bad boys, their origin story. I'm going to open them up. You're gonna get my live reaction to the actual grades on camera. I have not looked until this point. And then you and I are going to figure out together what these things are worth by looking at sold comps on eBay. So let's do this. So the way that I actually came across these cards, believe it or not, was at the world's longest yard sale. I actually posted a video back in August of me finding these cards. They were in this little baggie with a whole bunch of other like vintage all the way up to modern cards. It was like a huge mixture in there. I would say there were maybe like 30 or so cards in there, and I paid $5 for that bag. Now, I've had people reach out to me in the comments and say, Caleb, that was way too cheap. You should have paid up for that. But at the time, I really didn't realize what this card was actually worth. First of all, because I didn't realize it was Shadowless. But looking at it afterwards, I was taking a closer look and realized, oh shoot, there isn't any shadow on this border. That makes this card, I'm pretty sure, a good amount more valuable. At the time, I was looking at the sold comps on eBay, and this was in August, so like Pokemon cards were definitely trending up, but they hadn't really blown up like they did in September with the Logan Paul video. And it looked like in loose condition, this card was going for in the neighborhood of $300 to $500. But I did know enough about Pokemon cards at the time to know that this Charizard, this Shadowless Charizard, is like one of the all-time classics. I expected the value to go up some, and so I at least had the sense to know I probably should get this thing graded. But see, I had never actually done anything with PSA before, so I was kind of dragging my feet for a while, like, do I really want to send these things in? It's gonna be some trouble. I have to figure out the system. And finally, September and early October rolled around. Pokemon cards really started picking up steam, and the prices that people were getting for cards just like this one on eBay started to get so high that I couldn't put it off any longer. I sent the Mewtwo and the Charizard into PSA. I want to say they each cost like $60 or so because I got like the expedited rate and I don't have an actual membership, so I couldn't get the discounted rate, and PSA in general is just completely flooded with stuff right now. So anyway, that was like back in mid-October. I fully expected, the way people have been complaining about PSA like grading times recently, I thought that it would be like 3 or 4 months before I would get to see this box again, but lo and behold, just today on November 23rd, I got them back. And the hardest part about the whole experience was that about a week ago, PSA actually sent me an email saying, hey, your grades are available, do you want to look at them? And I had to close that email because I desperately wanted to get my live reaction on camera for this video, so I have not looked at these puppies. So without further ado, let's get into that now. So I guess the last thing that I should say as I am very carefully opening this box up is some of my predictions for how these grades are actually going to turn out. There were some people on the original video that commented and were saying that it would be like that the Charizard might come back as like a 7 or 8. I'm pretty skeptical about that. Looking at the condition myself, I am far from a grader, but I tried to get some idea from like other YouTube videos and stuff, and it was really seeming like, based on some of the wear, I was expecting more in the range of like a 3 or 4. The Charizard's not like totally beat up, but there are definitely signs of wear, especially on the back. So that's kind of the range that I'm expecting for that. If it came back a 4, I'd be pretty stoked. The Mewtwo was definitely in a little bit better condition. I would guess maybe a 5 for that one. But to give you guys a little bit of context, I was looking at solds on eBay, and I know that a PSA 1 Shadowless base set Charizard recently sold for $1,500. So regardless of what the grade is, this card is worth way more than I originally thought, and I'm gonna be stoked regardless. Alrighty, so here is what I'm seeing as I am first opening up the box. The first thing that I notice is that they are both in plastic holders. I believe that means they both did get graded for sure. I don't think that they would send them back in plastic if they didn't, if they were like not authentic or something like that. The reason that I say that is because on that original video, there were definitely people saying these cards look really fake. I don't think they were fake. But I'm gonna see if I can figure out which one is the Mewtwo and do that one first, and we'll have the Charizard be the grand reveal. Okay, this one's purple. What I'm gonna do, I'm sorry I'm not like a real PokeTuber. I can't have like the both angles at the same time because I only have one camera. But I'm gonna show you guys what the grade is first, and then you guys can get my reaction. So here is the first one. My heart is pumping so hard. How's it turning out, folks? Give me a thumbs up if it's something good. All right, so this did come back a 4 in the range that I was expecting. And looking at this card, you can definitely see some signs of where like there's a hairline scratch on the actual art. There are multiple places on the edge of the back of the card where you can see some like whitening and like some wear. I'm honestly just pretty relieved that this thing is authentic and it's in a holder and everything. I'm really excited to look up the comps on this. This does make me think that maybe that Charizard is actually more in the 2 to 3 range. So I'm gonna taper my expectations a little bit, but still, how about that holographic base set Mewtwo? But now, folks, it is time for the grand reveal of the video, the man of the hour, base set holographic Shadowless Charizard. How did we do, folks? Let me know. My heart is racing. I have to look. A 4, okay, I'm actually pretty excited. Pretty happy to see that. So we have a pair of PSA 4 cards. And this one, unsurprisingly, has very similar condition issues to the first one. There are some marks on the art here, as well as this one actually has some parts where the ink has sort of faded and rubbed off on the front of the border. The edge definitely also has some wear, and I think there may actually be a little bit of residue of some kind on and around the Pokeball. Maybe that's something that I should have worked harder to try to remove on my own. I didn't really want to mess with it. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that my expectations, my predictions were pretty close to accurate on these guys. And now comes the most fun part of the video, which is hopping on eBay and trying to get an estimate of what these things are actually worth in today's crazy Pokemon card market. Alrighty, so I have now hopped onto eBay. I'm just searching PSA Shadowless Charizard and then the little like card number that's down in the corner here. Okay, so right off the bat, well, I don't like looking too much at comps like this one, the one where ones where best offers have been accepted, because it doesn't show you the exact amount that it has sold for. Okay, so here's a Shadowless. So this is a PSA 9, and it is Shadowless. It went at auction for $10,000. Obviously, PSA 9 is in just like a different league than a PSA 4. Here's a PSA 8, that one's not Shadowless. This one is, oh, that's first edition though. Okay, so this one actually looks fairly comparable. This is a PSA 5 that just went for $1,200 with bids. That's honestly a little bit less than I was expecting. I wonder if the market has cooled off on these a little bit. Right here is a PSA 6 that went for $1,400. Ooh, dang, here's a PSA 8 that went for $1,200. So, and this, granted, is all within the last 24 hours. So cards like this are selling all the time. There are enough of them. I'm gonna try and see if I do type in PSA 4, if there are many that come up. See, this is actually a pretty hard search because 4 is actually also the number of the card in the set, so 4 is going to be in pretty much every listing. Here's another 5 that went for $1,500, so I would say we can probably pretty safely say that this card is worth around maybe like $1,100 to $1,400. But I also want to check out this Shadowless Mewtwo because I do believe this has potential as well. Okay, so that is not a great sign. This PSA 4 listing right here, someone accepted a best offer of less than $120. Which, I mean, it was probably still worth it to get it graded for, you know, the experience, but definitely not making a lot of money at that price point. Let's try just searching PSA and see if we can get a little bit of a better feel. PSA 7 went for $263. PSA 7 went for $270. So I think we can safely say that this guy here will go for somewhere between $100 and $200. So I think it's pretty safe to say that worst case scenario, I can expect around $1,200 gross from these two cards before like shipping and fees and stuff. I also did have to pay around $120 to get these guys graded. So my total investment so far is $125, but what I would love to know from you guys, especially who kind of know the Pokemon world, is this, because this may very well affect what I actually do with these cards. And the question is, if these were your cards, would you sell them now? I know that like Pokemon cards, a lot of people are saying we're in a bubble right now, a lot of values are going up. The reason I ask is because this next year is actually the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. I know there's going to be a lot of hype around that, and I'm just wondering if these cards have good potential to go up significantly in value over the next year. So let me know you guys' thoughts on that down below. I do know that at some point in the future I am going to sell off both of these beauties. If you're interested in knowing what they end up going for or seeing more resale related content, definitely hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so that you'll know when I post a video, I sold my PSA 4 Charizard for this much, that video definitely ends up in your inbox. And finally, the last thing that I want to do in this video is pick a random commenter winner from my GameStop unboxing video to win a little mystery box of GameStop items. All you really needed to do to qualify for that giveaway was 1, be subscribed, like the video, and also comment what item from the stuff that I unboxed was your favorite. So let's go over here to our random comment picker and see who won. All right, here we go. Got plenty of comments here. We've got King Kong. I like the Bakugan product and the Pokemon Pops. So King Kong, thank you so much for watching. Reach out to me on Instagram with your details and I will be sure to get that mystery box out to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you all on the flip.